Welcome back to the Springfield Scottish Open, the last ladies' match of the day between Torrie Malik of England and Emilia Korhonen of Finland. Torrie Malik, 114 in the world, only 17 years of age, one of the youngest players in this tournament. So many young players here actually this week, which is great to see. Coached by her father Cameron. She's up here actually with her two brothers. I think it was Curtis that drove her up, and Perry's flown up today. Emilia Korhonen, excuse me, 153 in the world from Finland, 26 years of age. She's a little bit more experienced in terms of PSA Tour Live, been on the tour for 4 years now. Simon Park, and joining me for this final women's match is Georgia Adley of Scotland, 74 in the world. Good evening, Georgia.
Good evening, Parky. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, been good. Nice to be here.
Looking forward to this match?
Yeah, looking forward to it. I played both these girls before, and both really nice players, and they both have some really nice shots, so it could be an interesting one.
Any predictions? I know it's a bit early, they're still in the knockout, but
it's a bit early.
No, I don't expect you to sit on the fence. I'm gonna hold you to a prediction.
All right, I'll go. I think Torrie's playing pretty well. I'm gonna go 3-1 Torrie.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, I mean, you have a bit more knowledge about these girls, having played them yourself, than me not having played for about 100 years. But I'll go with you. You're the expert in this match.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
And obviously, being English, I'm slightly partisan.
Yes, maybe I should have gone the other way. No, both of these girls have been playing a lot of events over summer. Torrie's played quite a few of the ones in England that I've been in, and she's been having some good results. Emilia hasn't played as many and has had a couple of tougher draws. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be good to see. It's a warm court out there, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, not too much difference in their world rankings. 114 for Malik and 153 for Korhonen. Just 1 of 3 Finnish women on the PSA World Tour. Korhonen, the other ones being Emilia Soini. Is it Soini or I don't know how you pronounce it.
I've got no idea, to be honest with you.
Emilia Soini. We'll go with Soini. She's quite highly ranked at 50 in the world, and Riina Koskinen, who's similar ranking to Korhonen at 159.
Yeah, other Emilia has had some pretty good wins out there. She's been doing well on those platinums, so maybe that's inspiring Emilia Korhonen to go and do some damage in this event.
Yeah, there used to be a lot more Finnish players on the tour, especially on the men's side, sort of back in my day and before that as well. It's definitely always been keen. Good facilities in Finland. Yeah,
I remember we actually played Finland in the Division 3 Europeans, my first ever senior Europeans, and it was quite a good match actually, and we managed to beat them.
Was that a good win for Scotland at the time?
It was, yeah. We were just kind of getting our women's team back together, which was good, and it was good to be part of that. That's a good one to start, isn't it?
Pretty slinky, yeah. Just sticking the arm out and perfect drop shot.
That's something that I'm expecting a lot of from both of these girls, and they both volley very well. They like to be on the tee, so it could be a game of cat and mouse to see who can get that tee position.
I didn't ask you actually. Did you get wins over both these two, or?
I've not played Emilia in a proper event ever, I don't think. In fact, I think Division 3 semi-finals was that one time I played her, but I've beaten Torrie the last 2 times we've played over summer. Been tight both times.
Yeah.
Tricky player to play.
And obviously youth on her side as well. I mean, you're pretty young, but she's
even younger.
Yeah, everyone's young to me, Georgia.
Yeah, I think this could be a good one. They're both kind of taking the ball in well to start, so.
Yeah, sure. Amelia, correct me if I'm wrong, she lives in England, right?
Yeah, she lives in Bristol.
Right, okay.
Yeah, she's gone out with Sean Conroy and is coached by Hadrian.
Okay.
So is hitting with those players and a lot, which is, you know, it's a good setup down there. I've been there a few times to hit and train, and it's it's good. I enjoy training there.
Yeah, Sean Conroy unfortunately had to pull out due to illness. I don't know if you know what the illness was. I don't know if he knew at the time, but obviously not wise to travel when you're ill. Yeah,
definitely not. And yeah, it's not nice when you're on court with anything and any kind of illness and you can't really breathe and feel like you can't play the way you want to. It's not the way you want to compete, really. She's playing that a few times, hasn't she?
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a tactic, that one. The shot down the middle. Definitely can catch the opponent, as it did in that case. Unless
you're playing, I know she's retired now, but I remember watching those Renee Melville shots where behind her back.
That. Yeah, some absolute classics, weren't they?
Unbelievable. I think there was one where she lobbed it perfectly into that back corner. Couldn't do anything with it.
And it was, yeah, I remember the one you're talking about. I'm sure it was just luck.
Absolutely not. Pure skill.
Yeah, I think that's the correct decision in that case.
To be honest, it looks like it's all about the length, really. Whoever can get that ball past the service box first is winning, and if they're not, they're getting punished.
Yeah, that's been the case a lot today. I know that's obviously the basics of the game of squash, but on this court, the front wall, people are saying, is pretty fast, and it takes a good length. You can, if you're playing well, you can get the ball past your opponent quite easily.
That was a lovely boast there. Landed so short. Emilia couldn't really do much with that there.
So many players in Bristol these days, they lose count of all the players that Hadrian Stiff's got in Bristol.
Yeah, he's working with a lot, and you know, a lot of those younger guys that are up and coming. You've got Yao doing amazingly well. He's what is he now? Top 20?
Yeah, I think so. He must be just, yeah, sort of lower end of top 20, 18, 19. Great player, isn't he?
Yeah, so good to watch. Just so smooth and simple squash, and putting a lot of pressure with that. Yusuf Solomon, he's down there as well?
I think so, yeah. So 6 game balls now for Torrie Malik. Good start for her. Saw her warming up on her own actually earlier. She was really cracking the ball very sweetly.
Yeah, she hits that ball so cleanly. Backhand side especially, she hits the inside of the ball perfectly and runs down that wall really well.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think my backhand was ever like that, even 20 years ago. But that's the first game for Torrie Malik, a young English player. She'll be happy with that against Korhonen. Perfect start. So Torrie Malik takes the first game 11-4 in just 6 minutes. She leads by 1 game to love.
Here we go for game 2 then. What would you have said to Emilia in between games there?
I think someone needs to shut the door for a start. Steve Covens is still on that, getting involved. Didn't see him.
He's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah. I think she needs to work on that precision a little bit. She's giving Torrie a few too many opportunities on the volley, I feel. And as you mentioned earlier, she is a very good volleyer. Malik, she hits the ball very sweetly. See, even that last shot, the cross court, she got away with it there. She was onto it early, but didn't get quite the width that she needed.
Yeah.
It's just attention to detail, I think. And there's an opportunity. Too heavy on the drop shot.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, Torrie does hit that ball very, very well. And if you leave that ball setting up, she's hitting down on it, and that ball is bouncing twice very quickly, and you can't do much with it. Certainly don't want to be playing errors like that off the serve if you can help it.
Yeah, so it's trying to toughen up a little bit mentally. I mean, we both mentioning the shoulder in the break there. That could be an issue. I mean, I don't know if you've played with a sore shoulder. I have, and it's not pleasant experience, but could just be preventative, giving her too many excuses. But it's close to being a stroke, that one.
Yeah, got to be careful there. When that ball's setting up as well, you're wanting to really hit that line if you can.
Just running away from that a little bit too quickly, these points. Referee convinced it's left.
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
I'm rubbish with that as well. You don't need that kind of memory to be a commentator.
Exactly. Just got to get the facts. That was a nice shot there. Just last minute flick of the wrist, and the quality was good enough to beat her.
I don't know what you think, but Korhonen just looks a little bit resigned at times. At the end of rallies, like there, she's not really putting in 100%.
She looks a bit flat to me. I don't know whether that is to do with the shoulder. Maybe there's a bit of pain there, and that's frustrating. It's always frustrating if you're playing in pain. And yeah, she just got to do a bit more of that. Get that ball deep and get onto the ball early and take her in and be attacking. So another lovely shot there. Just the weight of shot.
Beautiful shot. You don't often see the volley lob. Don't know if you play many volley lobs, but it's
normally goes out of court if I do.
Sure it doesn't. But it's a fantastic shot. Underused these days.
Yeah, definitely. And she's got that lovely serve as well.
Yeah.
I guess that puts her opponent under pressure straight away. But yeah, I like the height variation that Torrie's using. She's using it well and defending well as well when she's under pressure. And yeah, she's putting a lot of pressure on her opponent with that.
And even in those situations where Korhonen really should have won that point, she clips the top of the tin. Just nothing's really going her way, is it?
Doesn't seem that way, but you know, we've seen comebacks like this before, so
very true.
See what happens.
I like your optimism.
Got to be optimistic these days, eh? It's a nice little channel game there for a little bit. Quality was pretty high, nice and tight.
Yeah, some good work from both players. That was just, I think they confused each other on that last point, the last shot.
Torrie's just got to try and get her focus back again. Just a few unforced errors, maybe. It's a lot of strapping, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. It's not often you see it all around the shoulder. It's usually around the thighs, isn't it, or the calf muscles.
Yeah, definitely. I sometimes forget you need your arm to play squash. I know that sounds silly,
you do,
but
really.
but you know, in the gym, it's all kind of mainly leg stuff and a little bit of arms. But actually, you know, you're hitting that ball with that arm, aren't you?
Yeah, this. I mean, I haven't seen, you know, Emilia a lot better, but I feel like she can play a lot better than this.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully she can just regroup in the break and reset her head and her squash and go again and just kind of almost go again, like fresh, 3 games, go and win them.
Yeah, so Torrie Malik looking in control here, getting a bit of advice from her brother there. 11-4 again in the second game in 5 minutes. She's 2-love up in 13 minutes.
What?
So you're still optimistic here, Georgia?
Yeah, definitely. She's getting this game. 3-1. I've called it.
It's going to take a huge improvement from Korhonen here.
I think we saw in that last match the way that the tables can turn so fast and so dramatically, and squash is one of those games. So yeah, you just got to try and focus on the simple things when you're maybe not playing as well as you'd like, and go from there. That's certainly the way I tried to do it. That was a lovely shot there.
Very, very clinical, that finish. Best shot of the match so far for the Finn.
Really simple swing there from A to B pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was nice. But then you've got to back it up, can't you? You can't sort of let it go with unforced errors like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something that Torrie maybe might have learned. I'd have to ask her. But coming into the senior game is how can you be consistent when you're a junior? You can get away with the little inconsistent things, but as soon as you switch off it against a good senior player, they're going to just absolutely tear you to pieces, really.
Absolutely. Well, you've had the chance now to play quite a few of the top players, haven't you? And feel what that's like at the very highest level.
Yeah, and I think for me it's just that consistency is like anyone can, well, not anyone, but you know, most players, if they're training well and working hard, can hit a perfect straight drive and a perfect drop shot. It's just how do you do that under pressure and consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the big points, it's between the ears, as you will know. I mean, it's all about the mental strength, obviously physical strength, and that breeds mental strength, but the toughest players mentally usually come out on top. It's a great shot. She was onto that so early.
Yeah, she almost looked like she went the wrong way at first, but she managed to move her feet really quickly and just fire that in. It was looking good for a minute. So she's going to get it back?
You were hopeful.
I was. She's so good at heading down on that ball. That kill is one of her best shots on both sides, actually. She does so well with it.
She's got a very promising future, hasn't she, Malik, I think?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. She's got the technique, and She's quick onto the ball, physically pretty strong, and you know she's only 17 years old, so got a long time till you're peaking at that age. You know, most of the players are peaking at 30. Would you say?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that with the guys. I don't know if the girls are perhaps a little bit earlier. I don't know, but obviously the slightly older generation are still going on, like perhaps Alison Waters, people like that. But with the Egyptian girls, they seem to come through quite a bit earlier, don't they? But it doesn't really matter, you know. People mature at different rates.
Yeah, definitely. My coaches always tell me that I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
why am I not as good as Hanya?
Yeah.
And he's like, it's all right. You'll mature at different rates.
You'll get
exactly. Okay, it's getting a bit tight here.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I fully matured as a player till I was 23 onwards.
What age were you when you reached your highest ranking?
I think I was around late 20s. I was getting big wins at this age, but couldn't keep the consistency. But it takes time. But Malik here, the 17-year-old, well, it's over. She's not wasting any time. Torrie Malik, fantastic win for the 17-year-old. Korhonen didn't seem to be at the races. Perhaps she is feeling a little bit of pain with that shoulder. But all credit to Torrie Malik. It's a great win for her. 11-4, 11-4, 11-7 in just 19 minutes. She's through to the second round.